Hi everyone, welcome back. Welcome back to Subscription Thursday. We are using the Stamps of Life Wheelbarrow 2 stamp and die set, and this is how the dies look. I am a part of the Stamps of Life club. I'm no longer a part of the die, I think it's Die Hearts, Die Club or whatever. I only get the stamps because I was like, why are you buying dies? You have a standing cut, and most of the images that she has are clean, pretty precise, so I don't have to worry about it looking like that. And sometimes you get a free gift. It depends on the month, I think, but this is really cute, and I think she calls these pudgies. And so I've already took the liberty of stamping some out. Yay. And now what we're going to do is color and then run them through our die cutting, the die machine. All right, I am going to be using the Soho markers that I did a review with, and the other ones I can't remember the name of them. I think they're the same company, just with a different name. I don't remember the name. Creative Maker or something like that. So I want to make one wagon, traditional brown, and then you fix your little red wheelbarrow. Maybe I'll just do all of them brown. I don't know, but I don't. So here we go. I've been contemplating signing up for a coloring class. I don't know yet. The reason why I don't know yet is because I don't know. Excuse the squeakiness. I realize it's not just the inexpensive markers that do that. Some of the more high-end markers squeak too, but not as bad. So I guess it depends on the pressure. So if I'm going like this, you just hear scraping. But if I'm going, and I wanted this to be kind of silver or gray. And I am looking at the picture that you get just to see how they did it. Now I don't know. I don't know what this does. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run this through a blank sheet of paper just to see. And I'm not sure if it just gives if it just embosses or not. So I'm going to run this through a blank sheet of paper first to see. It may. I'm not sure. I don't know if I've used that before. I can't remember. I could have did a video for it. I know it wasn't a subscription video. Now this marker has pulled off some of the ink that I used to stamp this out. So if you're going to use these, the only markers that I found that don't pull the ink off like that is the Spectrum Noir markers. And I have the older kind. I don't know if they dropped the don't pull the ink off in the new formula or not, but that is what I have, and they don't tend to pull the ink. I know that she has a newer brand, and she sells it as it has a different name on it. A lot of people say that the Memento ink doesn't run as well, but I have found that it does. So maybe I have the wrong Memento ink, or maybe the alcohol in the markers are so potent that it just pulls it on off. So I don't know. All right, so here we go. Ooh. Okay. I don't know why I thought that was going to be brown. I thought it was going to be brown, even though I said, is this black in my head? Don't ask me, because I don't know. I don't know. Sometimes my brain just does not function in the wee hours of the morning. Whenever I've said this before, so I'm not an artist. I can't draw a straight line. I can't cut a straight line. I can't draw a straight line. But sometimes when I look at these stamps, like this wheelbarrow seems very simple to draw out. It's just a few lines of circle and one, two, three, 6 circles and lines, and it's a wheelbarrow. I mean, I think it's really cool, but it's very simple. And I've seen other stamps that I'm like, oh, that's a really nice stamp. But when you stamp it out and it's naked, I guess You haven't added color to it. You haven't given it any depth. It's just some squiggly lines. I guess that's how, you know, all art really is. It's some lines, circles, dots, or whatever. And it's just creating some masterpieces. But this is a very simple thing to do. Could I replicate it? Probably not. Not as great as it is already. So I'm not going to even try to draw a wheelbarrow. I don't need one. I have a stamp to do it for me, right? You know, I think it's time to bust out some Wink of Stella, because I think that would be really cool to Wink of Stella that. Now, wheelbarrows don't all have to be gray or brown. I really was thinking it was a wagon for some reason, even though I know it's a wheelbarrow. I don't know why. I don't know what I was thinking. My head is here, but it's not here, you know. Forgive me. I had contemplated going out today because I need the family water. Like, the big roommate doesn't drink water that much, every now and then, but I drink water. And a few days ago, I didn't drink any water. I think I had water maybe once in a day. I wasn't feeling well, so I didn't drink any water, which is a very, very smart, I know, very great logic. Although I mentally wasn't feeling well. I wasn't like not feeling good, but later on in the day I started not feeling good because I hadn't hydrated. So yesterday I tried to hydrate as best as possible to, you know, tell my body that I'm sorry. Please don't do what you normally do to me, which is freak out and shut. It gives me, I get headaches. This color is called Raw Umber. I get massive headaches when I don't drink enough water. And I felt that yesterday, and I was achy and a little bit on the sore side. I've been sitting in one position a lot lately because I'm not going outside, just a little bit here and there. Like, I'm not going outside much. But today I think myself and a little roommate, we're going to go out on the porch, the back porch, and blow some bubbles. You know, I try not to go outside, just to be completely and totally honest. Only because I'm trying to practice staying in the house. And, you know, I was thinking this is crazy. You know, like, sometimes you have your best ideas in the shower or on the toilet, right? I was thinking, if I can do this now, where I'm not going to Tuesday morning every week looking for the latest stamp set that the stamp companies have sold them, I probably could do this on a normal basis. Like, I don't need to go out. No, I'm not going to become a hermit. Although I surely did think that was going to happen before I had a family. I was like, I'm just going to be at home with all my yarn. And, you know, I had got Nicholas. I was like, and my friends were like, oh, that's your starter cat, right? Now, the one thing I don't like about dyes is I don't like that white line that they create, because, you know, they give you a little bit of space. I don't like that. But we're going to see how this dye actually cuts out, because I don't recall using it. So we'll see. And I think I used the strawberries. I don't remember the project at all. And I'm not sure. I don't think I did a video showcasing it as a magazine. What is the thing called? Subscription Thursday. I could have, but I don't think I did. I'm going to go ahead and color these flowers really quickly. All right. I colored the pictures up. A few of them I'm not too happy with, but I figure that since the dies come with these little individual pieces, I could probably just cut some out, color it one solid color, be done with it. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take our Gemini Mini. I do really like the machine. Hate the plates. Look at these plates. they look a mess, right? And they do sell replacement plates because I guess they know that these things are crappy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this one down because I'm curious about this one in particular. I'm just going to put some tape over it. We may have to run this thing a few times because, okay, I really wish that I could get to I can go to Home Depot if I wanted to, but for this, it's not important. It's not an essential item. Like, I'm not going to get anything that's going to add value to my home. And when I say that, I mean like to my family for anything of convenience that we may need at the time. That would be only for my pleasure. So here we go, and this is how they look. And oh, well, that is cute, right? Kinda. I'm not sure if I would ever use these, and I'm assuming that that's how the wheelbarrow does as well. So yeah, I don't know if I would use those. Now what I could do is take these pieces, right, since it's already there. Like, one of them I'm not really happy with, but I could take it and put it on there, you know, figure out where it's supposed to go and plop it on there. But I'm not gonna worry about it too much. So normally I don't tape anything down whenever I'm die cutting, but I need to. Because it's important to me to make sure that I get my things right. So I'm just cutting this out in the shape. I'm going to take this. Tape it down as best as possible. Without pulling up the paper. Now this washi tape, I think I got it from the Dollar Tree or a dollar store. It works really good. A little bit too good if you ask me. So right here, you can see it's going to poke out a little. I'm okay with that. I just need to make sure that this thing can fit in here decently and go through this thing decently. Now you probably can use these plates in the big Gemini and the Junior. I'm not really sure of that. And I've been trying to flip them inside out and over and under and all that stuff, because that's what one of the Crafter Companion people that probably have way too much stuff told me to do. You know, it's so interesting how we as crafters value what other people say more so than on your own experience. So I'm quite sure you all know who Jennifer McGuire is, right? If you don't know, she's like a craft influencer. She shows you beautiful techniques. She shows you how to take some products that you may not have even thought about using, and once she shows it to you, it's out of stock, right? Because she's an influencer, which is good, not anything bad. But she was storing her markers, I think it was markers, a certain way, and someone in the forum Facebook was like, you shouldn't do that, and the person wrote back, that's not how Jennifer McGuire does it. And I was just like, oh, really? Someone's telling you not to do it, and you referencing, you know. And that's what we tend to do. Like, if someone tells you, so the person was like, well, Joe, what's his name, Craig, it was like, Craig said to turn them inside out. And I'm thinking this thing is fairly new, so if you're not on their design team, you probably don't have one yet, or you just recently got it. And I want to know if you know something what Craig said, because Craig's using a new set every time he comes on. You know, they're not using old supplies, because they don't, you know, no one wants you to see a cracked, raggedy looking thing like this, because you probably wouldn't buy it if you saw how ugly it looked. You know, crafters like pristine things, and that's why I like when Tim Holt says it's supposed to look like that. Like, If you have a die cutting machine and it's not warped, the plates are not warped, then you're probably not using it properly. I'm just turning it on both sides to try and get that pressure on both sides. Now this thing is very good. The mini, I think it has the same pressure probably as the other ones do, but you're just pulling it through. So, it's interesting how people view craft influencers. I like to watch what they make, and I love watching them sell products, and then, sometimes they get me and I'll have to buy something. But for the most part, if you're not in my home with me showing me how to use it, I really, I take what you say with a grain of salt. So this is how they look. Yay. And then this is that. And I think that's why people, like when people do reviews, they're like, this is my honest review. This is my honest opinion, And I think that's very important, because usually if you are doing reviews for people and you want to, some people, if you want to continue to get free products, then you may just say what the good stuff is for the product. You may not say what the bad stuff is for the product. You may not say that, whatever you just purchased has like a horrendous odor to it. I'm just going to trim some of this off so that I can cut them out. Now, see, this is why I would say a scan and cut would be good, because you don't have to worry about that. Like I stamped them kind of close. I stamped them like I was getting ready to do some scan and cutting. But I'm not going to fussy cut this out because I have this little die thing right here. But, I do feel like more honest reviews are from people that spend their money. Because, people that spend their money are going to tell you, hey, look, I bought this with my own money, and this is not great. This is crap. But some people are honest enough to lose sponsorships, I guess, from companies and things like that. And then, if you have a company and they say, please be honest, review us and tell the people the truth, and you come on, you say, oh, I have a product that's crappy, maybe that company is growing and they want your opinion. But I think that for the most part, if you purchase something, say if you are a reviewer and you tell it how it is, they want to know how you feel about the product before you tell it how it is, right? So if you get a product and you're like, oh yeah, that product really wasn't that great, it kind of sucked, it was this, it was that, they will they want you to tell them that it sucked before you get on any type of platform. Be like, oh yeah, this product sucks. Unless you're like a rebel, and there's a few rebels out in the community, some beauty gurus, some hair product people. Lately it's been a turmoil all over YouTube in various stages for various things that people are into. And I'm natural, so I've watched natural hair videos before, and some people are like, oh, I love this product, it's so great, it's so wonderful. And, I've tried the product not from that influence, but just in general, and it was crap. Just gonna run it back instead of flipping it over. Hopefully we can get that same cutout versus flipping it over. Yeah. Some products don't work the same way on my hair that they may work on your hair. So I try not to, when people ask me, oh, your hair's so this and so that, what product do you use? I'm like, this is what I use, but I'm not sure if it's going to work on your hair. And I always tell them, my hair is really thick. It's this, and this. Oh, no. Like this one lady, she's Caucasian and her grandkids are mixed. And she's like, her daughter-in-law does not know what to put on the kids' hair. And I was like, well, and I tell everyone that has children that have mixed texture hair, you cannot use what you use in your hair. So like if you have mixed texture, unless it's like two races that have straight hair, like say if you are Hispanic and you marry someone that's Caucasian, you can use the same hair products, right? And it depends, because some Spanish people have different textures of hairs. Well, this tape is on his last leg. I think we can get these 4 things put out though. So, you know, like she was like, well, what do you use? And I was just like, well, this is what I do. And my son has a better grade of hair than I do. Actually, I think I have a better grade of hair than he does. My hair is really, really thick. And I think he can take a lick. And his hair is more straight than mine. And it's his curl pattern is looser. So I think his grade of hair, you know, people consider his hair grade to be pretty or whatever. His hair grade is not the best. My hair, you know, I always say it can take a licking and keep on ticking. Like I can beat it up because it's so resilient to certain things. Now heat, it doesn't respond well to heat. Over a period of time, it will be damaged. But that's anyone's hair. If you do a lot of heating techniques to your hair, heating styles, that's off a little bit. But that's okay. Like this is why I don't like the white on my dyes at all. I like for it to be completely chopped off. And I want to see something real quick. So you can see how they have this. It kind of looks like went back in and fussy cut it through. I'm going to take this one, which I should not do. But you know, I like to take a walk on the wild side. Oh no, because if I punch this through, all my little holes are gonna come out. Fuddruckers. I crack me up. Okay, I think I have it together. So I've die cut everything out. I got the card bases to go. I think this is kind of springy looking, right? Now I want to talk to you about something I think I discussed in my Maggie Holmes video. I think I use a 12 by 12 and cut it down to make those pages. I didn't discuss it. I did a video and didn't do it. And it had a slight sliver that I need to cut down, right? And then I grabbed this paper pad, which is Bo Bunny Americana. Is it Americana? Celebrating Freedom. And it's 6 by 8. So what I did is I cut it in half to make it 4 inches. Well, I cut down the strip to make it 5 7/8. What did I cut it down to? 5 3/8, right? To make it under 5 1/2. And then I cut it down by 4. And so I was like, okay, maybe I need to cut this little sliver off. But no, because this paper pad doesn't give you wiggle room to have that little excess, right? So it's 4 by 5 3/8. And I picked the color that I thought would be kind of springy. I was looking for yellow, but I don't have a yellow. So we're going to go with this, just like that. And I think we're going to go ahead and use our wet glue versus tape. And even though this is this glue dries faster than the other glue that I may use, that I would probably normally use, I feel like it will give me enough wiggle room to, if I needed to adjust it, I could adjust it without losing my mind, right? So there we go. And I'm able to slide it over. I have been a little bit more free with the glue. And I've been able to, you know, I've been adding a little bit more just in case I needed that little bit of wet, the wet portion. Wiggle room, make sure it opens up like that. Yep. Let's see. I'm going to slide this down. See, it's a little bit more on one side than the other side. So let's push it this way and maybe we can. No, it's stuck, right? It's okay. No big deal. I'm not going to worry about it. So we have this down. All right, so now that we have that, I stamped out Miss You, right? And I think it looks okay just like that. I used some decorative scissors. Okay, so this is how this is how I want it to look, I suppose. So we're going to go ahead and stick this down. We're going to put this down last because I'm going to pop this and this up so the wheelbarrow will be flat. I'm going to just use some glue on it. It doesn't matter what glue you have or use. Like on this particular one, I didn't use, for the card base, I didn't use art glitter glue. I just used the other glue that I have on my desk. I've been rotating them, the usage of them. So I'm going to put this back down. And I can tell it's bowing a little bit more than I would like for it to bow on this side right here. I really don't like for my paper to bow. And that's why I had got that collal glue from Crafter's Companion. I've seen a few people that are not Americans use this. And I really want to use it. The problem with this is that it is expensive. So I want to put it on some projects, you know, a little bit more fancier projects than just my random everyday projects, if that makes sense. Now, I don't believe in being chinchy with any of the things that I use. So if I want to use it on gluing 2 sheets of paper together with my little roommate, I will. Just because I don't really believe in, oh, this is my good stuff, because all of the stuff I have is just craft stuff, in my opinion. So I don't hoard, this is gonna sound crazy, I don't hoard anything, you know, like people say, oh, my good paper. I don't really consider myself to have like really good paper. I do have some Graphics 45. You know, Graphics 45, I would say a couple of years ago, people would beat you up for it if you were at Tuesday morning and you didn't pay attention. But now I think that since Tuesday morning has Graphic 45 a little bit more, you know, I would say a lot more frequently, but they do have it. Novice people like myself can try it out and see how it works. But I am not, don't even get upset when I tell you this. I'm not a big Graphics 45 fan. And I have my reasons for that. I like some of their paper pads. I do think they have beautiful paper. I'm not like, oh, I need to have it. I need to own it. The same thing with Authentique. I like the paper, but I don't, if it's not like something that I really like, I'm not going to buy it. So I do have some Authentique that I've purchased in D-stashes and probably even from Tuesday morning. But lately, the way I feel about them, and if you want to know, you can always send me an email and I can tell you how I feel about them privately. But I won't purchase Authentique, not anytime soon at least. That's just me. All right, so here we go. And I saw that they did a live stream. I don't know if it was on Facebook or YouTube. And I was like, oh, let me see what they have, because I do own some Authentique. I'm using this strip because it's just easier versus taping everything down, right? I almost put Miss You upside down. Oh, I meant to ink it. All right, so I chose to use Squeezed Orange Dilutions ink, which is very bright. And I thought it would go good in the back with the background right here. So we're going to put that at an angle. And on the inside, that little strip that I cut off, I'm going to put that inside. So I'm treating the inside dab. You know, I always say Deb's watching when I make these cards, because I rarely do anything to the inside of my cards. Rarely. But today, you all are in for a treat. Not only am I going to treat it with this little strip because I think it's so cute. And you know, you're using what you have. I'm a scrap collector. I'm also going to stamp it. So Miss You a bunch, right? In my head, I had planned something else, but I think this will work out a lot better. And I'm just going to stamp it what I think could be a good spot. Applying a little bit of pressure. And there you go. So that is the card that we have made today using the Stamps of Life Wheelbarrow 2 stamp and die set. Now, I will be honest, I'm not sure if this is needed. I don't know what I would do with it. Maybe you can leave me a comment in the comment section and let me know what if you have something like this, what you've done with it. Now, I do think this would probably be an okay thing to use because you can have the flowers poke through there, I guess. I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't know if that's necessary. Now, the strawberries, may be different. I'm not sure. But this is how it looks. I think this is a very affordable stamp set and stamp club if you would like to get into it. You can always go to stampsoflife.com and check it out. But this is what we created. We don't have the little fence like they do. I'm quite sure you can get this die. They probably have a die or someone has a fence die. I don't have one. But I want to keep it kind of simple. I like it a lot. The coloring, I'm not too impressed with it because the ink did run even using the Spectrum Noir markers. So, and this is how it looks on the inside. Miss you a bunch. I might pop this into my aunt, in the mail for my aunt. But I want to say thank you all for watching. I hope that you've enjoyed this Subscription Thursday video. Until next time, happy crafting.